Hi, I'm Shane, Product Development Engineer with Quick Attach. Today we'll be demonstrating our 44-inch brush cutter. This brush cutter is well suited for mini loaders from 10 to 16 gallons per minute. The deck construction is 7-gauge plate steel with 3/8 inch reinforcement throughout. The main ribs are 3/8 inch thick grade 50 steel, and they run full length from the mounting plate to the front edge. This is going to give excellent stability and structural strength when you're pushing those larger bushes and trees over. Today we'll be operating this unit with the optional push bar. Safety is always important when operating brush cutters. This brush cutter deck is designed to keep material from flying backwards towards the operator. Obviously on mini loaders, you're not inside a cab, so you're more exposed. So on the back side of the deck, it's bent down at an angle and nearly comes down to the ground level, and that helps protect the operator from flying debris. This unit uses 2 blades that are approximately 6 pounds each. They're bolted to a heavy 1-inch thick blade bar, and it spins at 14 gallons per minute at speeds up to 18,000 feet per minute. This unit has a lift limit chain that's bolted to the rear of the frame, and this can be wrapped around a part of the frame of the mini loader, and it acts as a reminder to the operator to make sure to keep the brush cutter down for best safety. Okay, so I wanted to show some of the results that we're getting so far cutting in this area. This is a CRP field that's been growing up over maybe 20 years. It has a lot of balsam poplar and a lot of willow in it. And this is an example of a tree that we just cut down. It's about a 3-inch stump down here at the bottom. And height-wise, it's maybe 12 feet plus feet tall. The mower cut right through this, and what we're going to do next is we're going to show how we can mulch this tree up once you get it down on the ground. I also wanted to show that with the higher tip speed, this mower does an excellent job of cutting grass and small brush. This is an example of a willow tree that we cut down. Willow, it doesn't grow very large, but it's an extremely tough wood. And some of these bunches of willow trees, I'm having to slow down to cut through those because there's so many stems in there. It's a very tough wood. It's hard to break off. You can see that it just wants to bend, so that makes it really hard to slice through with a blade. The higher tip speed definitely gives you an advantage when cutting smaller, tougher brush like this. Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about the mowing that we did right here. There's an old trail through this portion of the woods here, and it had grown up over the course of 5 or 10 years with a lot of English buckthorn, which is what this is. English buckthorn grows very quickly and drowns out a lot of other species of brush. It's an invasive species, and it's fairly tough. It's fairly hard to mow, but we were able to come in here and mow down and clean this all up and actually mulch it up with just 1 or 2 passes here. And most of this English buckthorn was about 1 inch or less. There were some bunches of it that were thicker, but it walked right through it. It mowed really quick. Like I said, I did about 4 passes here, and maybe over the course of 20 to 30 minutes, and we opened up this trail, so it looks really good. Okay, so we've come out to this ditch to show you what we can do in terms of mowing grass. We mowed some grass in the road ditch over here. That grass is what I call broom grass. It's typically shorter. It doesn't have as many leaves. It has a pretty stiff stalk. It mows fairly easy. This grass is what I call swamp grass. It's about twice as tall or more as the broom grass, and has a lot more leaves, a lot more vegetation to it. The stalk's a lot bigger. In some places here it's so thick that it's kind of lodged. We've had a lot of rain, and so this ditch has been green all summer. When I got to the far end of this ditch, I actually ran into the end of a culvert. I knew the culvert was there, but I couldn't see it, and I couldn't tell where it was. And before I knew it, I bounced off the top of the culvert, left some marks on top of it. But I wanted to show you the blades are heat treated and tested for ductility to make sure that they're tough, make sure that they're strong, make sure that they don't crack and break. The blade bolts that we use are the same blade bolts we use on our full-size brush cutters. So they're definitely oversized for this application. The blade itself is made up of 1/2 inch by 4 material. It weighs about 6 pounds, and it's bolted to a 1-inch thick blade bar right here. So I wanted to show you some of the structure that we have on the front side and the underside of this deck. First of all, the skid shoes themselves are made up of 3/8 inch plate steel. They run the full length from front to back. And we have the front corners gusseted here to help protect this front corner and strengthen it, because that's the corner that you're usually bouncing off of logs or rocks. We also have a stiffening bar that runs the full width across the front here. This is the portion of the deck that ends up pushing on a lot of the brush and trees, so this has to be strong. This is 3/8 inch thick. It's formed and welded and runs the full width of the deck. So we've completed a demonstration of our 44-inch brush cutter. We've showed it can do a great job of cutting grass cleanly, does a really good job of cutting brush as well. We did a lot of mowing of heavy willow and saplings, and we also took out some larger trees. So I was very impressed with how it operated on this SK850. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Be sure to check back as we continue to make more videos like this. As always, check out our website or give us a call if you have any other questions.